And so Microsoft wants to get rid of that formula, obviously, and have one game be made. Either they're going to make a Call of Duty and make one or 2 years, instead of having every year, they're going to do it every other year or once every 3 years, and just use everybody to build on what they got. Kind of like what Battlefield is doing. What EA is doing with Battlefield, to where you don't have 3 different developers making a Battlefield and they come out yearly. Battlefield comes out every 3 or 4 years, and I don't even know how long this Battlefield right here is going to last. We're like on the 3rd year, and people are already tired of playing it. But I think that's the cycle that they're going to try to go with in order to save money and sort of make their money back, in hopes that gamers are going to be okay with that. I don't think they're going to be okay with it. I think people are going to get tired of playing the same type of one. And if you come out with one bad Call of Duty and it has to last for 3 years, you're going to destroy Call of Duty. That's what's happening. Whether y'all like it or not, that's exactly what's happening. That's why all these people got cut. Nobody's getting cut from skiing or nothing like that. It's going to be significant watching the next 2-3 years, because not only does all these cuts, hurt the quality, it's going to hurt your employees' morale. Like people are going to be scared that their jobs are going to be gone away, or people that they've been working with for years are now gone. Do we leave too? Do I want to be here without this person? I'm pretty sure when they first got bought, they were saying like, hey, they ain't going to cut nobody. They're a $1 trillion company. They can handle our company. But if you guys have any issues, I'll be here for you. Then what happens if that person who said all that leader that was there for them is now gone? Like, who do they even look forward to? They now going to look at Microsoft as this company that's just going to tell them what to do, how to do, when to do it, and they're not going to be able to do Call of Duty the way they've been doing for years. It's over for Call of Duty. At the end of the day, it's over for Call of Duty. We've seen the same exact thing happen to Rare. You saw the same exact thing happen to Rare. And Rare's story is interesting, because it's exactly the same thing. Don't let me tell it, though. Don't let me tell it. Let the old boss who's there, and the guy who acquired Rare, let him tell you what happened and why he ended up leaving Microsoft altogether.
There's only so many teams, as you know, when you go around this industry, there's only so many teams that do that are special, super top, special work. Yeah, and so, for me, it was always, it wasn't like we were going around, let's acquire all these people. It was like, how can we work with each different team? Yeah. Sometimes, like the Bungie guys, we didn't set out to acquire them. They called and said, we're going out of business. It's like, okay, we will rescue you, right? In the case of Rare, they had an agreement with Nintendo, where Nintendo owned half of Rare. And this was an agreement that was like 10 years old. Yeah. And Nintendo had an option to buy the other half of Rare. And that option was coming up. Now, I had met with the Rare guys before this. Just at that time, they were still fully in the
just
Nintendo
looking to work
camp.
on something, maybe.
Because you never know what's going to happen, just so we know each other.
Right.
Right.
Why not?
We all love games. We can sit around, we can talk games. Then they know who I am and, what I'm about, and I know them. And so, maybe a year and a half, 2 years after that, again, they call me up. They explain this arrangement that they have. They explain that Nintendo, it doesn't look like Nintendo's going to exercise that option.
Wow. After all the IPs and things that Rare built, that's interesting.
It was shocking to me. And having been through a bunch of these, my whole career is like, battling 1, 2, 3, battling WordPerfect, now we're battling Sony and Nintendo, and here's an opportunity where it's kind of like 2 birds with 1 stone kind of thing. It's like, okay, this is going to be expensive, but we're going to take away one of what I think is one of the best developers from our competitors. If we were just doing that, that would be 1 bird, and then we're adding them to our team, 2 birds, so.
Because theoretically, with what you're telling me now, with this whole option coming, Sony could have come in.
Absolutely.
And bought Rare instead.
In fact, Activision almost did.
I'm sure that would have ended well.
So we put in a bid, and then Activision outbid us, and it looked like we were going to lose the deal. And then at the very last minute, Robbie increased our bid, and we won.
Wow.
And we won the deal. And yeah, that was it. And who knows what could have happened with Rare, you know.
Are you in hindsight, do you still feel good about the Rare deal?
It's sort of unfair for me to say, because I left soon after the deal completed.
Yeah.
And so, of course, like in my mind, if I was managing Rare, the Stamper brothers would still be there, and they would have done cooler stuff, and it would have all been great. I left, and then they left soon after.
Yep.
You know, and so who knows what would have happened. It could easily have gone the other way, right? It could easily have just maybe once we bought them, they made a lot of money, and they would have left no matter what.
Right.
Who knows?
So this guy would have made Rare work out, right? He would have. He was there for Rare. He knew Rare and what they could and couldn't do. He understood Rare, but he left. He's going to get into why he left. But you know who took over in managing Rare when he left? None other than Phil Spencer. But that's neither here nor there. Let's hear why he left and why it's significant to the conversation that we're having today.
So then you leave. Early 2004, Ed Freeze walks away. Xbox was just coming into its own, really, at that point.
Yeah.
We'd had, the portfolio was really starting to grow. Ubisoft had done Splinter Cell exclusively
right,
for
which was
Xbox,
great.
which was just this amazing stealth game, the likes of which we hadn't seen before, really. There was Metal Gear, but now there's Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
And then the 360 would have been on the drawing board back in early 2000. I read Robbie's book.
Oh, yeah.
Would have been back on the drawing board then. So
We were working on 360. I worked on 360 for a while before I left, yeah.
So I have a sense of what your answer to this question might be, because you've been hinting at your whole career is just one big battle after another. But so yeah, well, respectfully, why do you leave at that point with the system coming into its own, the 360 on the horizon?
Yeah, it's complicated. And it has to do with a lot of different things. I'm turning 40 at that time.
Yeah.
I've got one kid at home. I've got the second one on the way. I've been there almost 20 years. I made a lot of money, frankly.
Yeah, programmer number 7 on Excel.
Yeah.
That's a good gig to get.
So these are the things on one side,
Yep.
balance. On the other side, when I left office and went to work on games, I found myself in a situation where I had a huge amount of freedom to do whatever I wanted. And because no one cared. You remember that quote?
Yeah.
No one cared what I was doing, okay? By the time we got Xbox out and it was proven to be a success, Everyone cared. It was like working in an office again. Everyone wanted to have a say about what we're doing and how we're going to do it, and they didn't know the game business like I knew the game business, and it was very frustrating for me. And an example is the Bungie story I told you.
Yeah.
Okay, we needed to take an extra year to do the next version of Halo. I meet with my boss, Robbie Bach, and say, we need to spend an extra year. And by the way, I've enjoyed working for Robbie. We worked together almost a decade.
Yeah.
He was a great boss. I'm a product, technology game guy. He's a sales and marketing guy. Not really. Okay. I ran the publishing business.
Right.
But I learned how to run a business from him in a lot of ways. So instead of saying, all right, we should take this extra year, he said, let's have a vote. So he brought in all his senior staff members, Jay Allard, Mitch Coe, other people you don't know, and went around the room. Should we force Bungie to ship on the original schedule because Halo is so important to the company, or should we give them the extra year that they want? Every person in the room voted we should force them to ship on the original schedule.
These guys don't see
except for me.
Yeah.
And I walked out of the room and I said, I will quit now if we don't give them this extra year.
They don't think they don't realize they're gonna kill the whole IP by probably gonna
The IP that is so important.
right. Kill the golden goose.
Kill the golden goose. Marty likes to use that term, golden goose. It's a good one. And these are not dumb guys, they're very smart guys, but they didn't see the whole picture.
They apparently only ironically see things in spreadsheets.
And it was sad. It was, it was a sad day. It was a day where I, for the first time, could see the future of where things were going.
Right.
And it was much more committee-run and not necessarily a committee whose direction I agreed with. And
So how does Bungie? Where's the extra year come from?
because I said I was going to quit right then.
That worked.
And it worked. It worked that time. But that was just one of a million things that are lessons. You can only threaten to quit so many times.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. It's like, okay, well, what about this next thing? What about this? Am I going to get to do what I think is right, or are we going to have a vote? And that's the frustration. That's like I said, it's like a scale, right? I have all these things that I could be at home with my kids, having fun, playing games, doing what I want, or I could be going to work every day, fighting these battles. And even though we were in a great spot, even though I had a great job, it was getting more and more frustrating.
You were in a position where you could.
And the draw on the other side was nice. So
That's exactly what's going on. There's too much control from people who don't know shit about the gaming industry or what it takes to make a great game or a great game console or a great gaming ecosystem. All they do is buy, consolidate, fire everybody, and then repeat the process and attempt to grab as many important to the gaming industry IPs as they possibly can. Back then, they were saving studios from closing, and that was great for gaming. But now it's not about saving; it's about taking over and absorbing relevance. But in doing so, they lose the trust in gamers, they lose the trust in developers, they lose the trust of their IPs that the IPs used to have. And just like Rare, Activision is going to go through the same exact thing because that culture hasn't changed. The culture of higher-ups doing things about gaming that they don't know about gaming. Phil Spencer is not qualified to run an entire gaming company. He said so himself. It's crazy, but he's a good business guy, right? I mean, how do you mess up Rare and Rare to the top of their game, and then become the boss? Same thing with Fable. He was a lead for Fable too. Same exact thing. And time after time again, it's been the same thing. Phil Spencer has not ever won anything for Xbox. Got y'all believing that he saved the console when in reality, Satya Nadella allowed the console to live because they were going to kill it. They needed Xbox for nothing more than the name it has for its relevance. They still call things Xbox ecosystem this. You call it Call of Duty an Xbox Studios game. And it's not, it's a Microsoft Studios game. Even though Microsoft's name, when it comes to this planet, is bigger than Xbox's, they still use Xbox, the brand name for it, instead of just calling these games Microsoft games, because Xbox is known in the gaming community more than Microsoft. And so slowly but surely we're seeing this box become more and more a third-party development team, but they want to act like you're an Xbox community member. No other third-party developers do this. You don't see EA like you're an EA community member. You're part of the EA ecosystem. It's because Microsoft needs to cling to relevance because their games that they come out with is irrelevant and they don't know why. But meanwhile, they sit here and let go of people who made the games relevant to begin with. That's why Rare is the way it is. That's why the initiative is the way it is. They should have never had a chance to make a game, and they already stepped in and told them to make a game they did not want. And now 70% of that studio is gone. 90% of Undead Labs, people who make State of Decay, are gone. It's just like more playground games. So many people left that. 2 studios were made outside of Xbox of playground games made, including the founder. So you got the founder of Bethesda, right? Of Fallout and all that. He left already. You got the founders of Blizzard Games. You got the founders of Duty. You got the founders of Playground. You got the founders of Undead Labs. You got everybody at Rare. Like people, I said this before, it's going to be hard to retain, but it's scarier because they're not even trying to retain talent. They're not even trying to retain the people who made these games popular. No. Because they feel like they know gaming better than everyone else. They feel like they understand it. First, they don't care about gaming, but now that it makes money, let me tell you what to do in gaming. Even though you have it's literally sidestepping the hard working period you have to put into making great games for the community. And they feel like everybody is just going to continue to do what they want them to do every single time. If you ask why they fired everybody, it's because they're idiots. At least, like you never even look at it like why is mostly Activision Blizzard people getting fired? People from the initiative should be let go. Like they should just shut that whole thing down if they need to save money. People at Rare, shut down and have only people who's running Sea of Thieves, which I don't even think is still making money for them, but if it is, shut them down, because that game that they announced, 7 years ago now, it still don't even have a name. Like, there's no news on that at all. They just had a show. Absolutely no news from them. Shut them down as well. It's no longer Rare news. Like, there's different ways you can make cuts without cutting the most important thing. But again, it's no longer about that. It's not. They didn't get them for Call of Duty, bro. They got them for the name Call of Duty. They didn't get them for the game Call of Duty. They want to use that name brand to push their strategy. And that is to make everyone feel like they are in the Xbox ecosystem no matter what platform they are on. PlayStation or whatever.
The critical thing we look at Teams Xbox in terms of our success is how many players.
Yeah.
How many players do we have? And even more and more, how much are people playing? Mm-hmm. We look at our monthly active players, our daily active players. And when I say on Xbox there, whether you're playing on the cloud and you're streaming to a device that we don't know anything about, whether you're playing on a PC, and as Microsoft, we know something about the PC, or you're playing on one of our consoles. Like those are all Xbox players. Or like flying over here, I'm playing on my ROG Ally and on the airplane. And I think about that as my Xbox away from home or my Steam Deck. Like I want those things to feel as connected and as complete as an Xbox experience as any piece of hardware that we build. We will continue to focus on hardware. It's an important part of our team and what we can go do. But I don't want our hardware to be a limitation on who can actually feel like they're part of the Xbox community.
What's crazy is Xbox niggas don't feel like they're part of the Xbox community anymore. It's turning to less about the Xbox and more about other boxes. Microsoft doesn't want to create hardware for the Xbox. They want other people to make hardware and then just put Xbox on it and say, hey, you're part of the Xbox community. Because that's what they need. That's what they want. They want their services to be like that. They want people to use the cloud. They want they want to count heads to let people, to see how many people are willing to pay for something and be able to play anywhere. They want to be the ultimate third-party developer with the ultimate third-party games, just to push something that nobody wants. It's good for their company, but bad for everybody else. And I guarantee you Phil Spencer ain't threatening his job to make things better for gamers, to make things better for developers. He's out there pushing it. He's pushing, he's a suit, not a gamer. He's a suit, not a developer. And he's showing that, and you guys should have seen that. But hey, we're talking about power and third-party games that ain't even complete because it's not on PlayStation. It's your new console warfare, even though it's incomplete and working horribly on an Xbox. That's where you are. Instead of worrying about what's going on with the Xbox, instead of understanding what's going on with the Xbox, understand that it is a wreck. The console war is over. Phil Spencer has destroyed it like I said he would. And things are only going to get worse for anybody who holds on to Xbox is going to one day win. Phil Spencer is saying they're not trying to win. The moves that they are making is showing they're not even trying to get better. The only thing they are trying to do is make it a necessity for you to pay them for cloud service games that ain't even good games. They are missing the hardest part because they want to make it easy money. You can't fucking have a service or a platform without games that people want and expect people to pay you monthly just to have games that they don't want. Especially your first party games. Those are supposed to be your best shit. No longer is it about Xbox, no longer is it about competition. It's all about please pay us for this trash that we're giving you. And don't worry, we're going to get worse. Don't worry. That Call of Duty that you love, we know that you love the brand Call of Duty more than the gameplay of Call of Duty. That's how they think. They think that way. And that's why they are where they are. I feel fantastic about everything that I feel happy that this motherfucker is finally dying. And I feel good that you Xbox fans who have, well, not can't you call them Xbox fans, you fake Xbox fans with fake Xbox channels now have to own up to the bullshit that y'all niggas been telling people for the fucking longest. You now have to own up to that bullshit. Or don't. Either way, your channel is going to die, or you're going to have to become a Nintendo fan, or become a Asus ROG fan, or become a PC guy, or what the fuck ever, and call everybody a fanboy, right? That's what you're stuck on. And you know what? Your channels might survive without Xbox. I hope they do. But Xbox ain't going to survive. This is irreparable damage. And once we see, I can't wait till the next Call of Duty's come out. The next 3 years is gonna be crazy. Not even that. The next 1 year, bro, it's gonna be crazy. You let go of so many people. When Call of Duty is a 3 year like developed game, they take 3 years each. You take out all right. We gonna see how that goes. You're gonna watch one of the most prolific games die by a company that once was okay. And it stood behind people who hope that they would one day get back into the glory that they had 15 years ago. It's a wrap. And I'm happy that it's gone. I don't believe that gamers are just gonna fucking start using the fucking cloud just because Microsoft says it's popular. They're just not. And then you're gonna put Call of Duty on there, and then Call of Duty gonna be trash, and then everything that y'all just worked for gonna be. They have forgotten how important games are to gamers. They just think that we just out here to spend money. That's just money to spend. Look at the market size. Oh my God, look how many people spend money on Call of Duty. They are money spenders. Like we don't give a fuck about how good or bad a fucking game is. Oh, they like Call of Duty Ghost, and that shit was trash, and they still make money, it still broke records. Well shit, nigga, now you giving you literally crippling Activision, and then want them to make more Activision. Like, you signed a contract with Nintendo. Activision, with a smaller team, now has to make Call of Duty for more platforms. And y'all say y'all too busy worried about what? Oh, PlayStation doesn't have any first party. What the fuck are you talking about? You are celebrating Microsoft having first party games by buying third party developers and still putting those third party games on PlayStation. So they're still third-party developers. They haven't made games just for you. The thing they're doing is not going to grow Xbox or make your games any better. And you're worried about PlayStation having third-party exclusives when these third-party exclusives are better than Microsoft's first-party exclusives. Grand Blue Fantasy coming out like tonight. Like fucking The Last of Us remake. As much as y'all motherfuckers hate it, The Last of Us Remastered Part 2 is The Last of Us is one of the greatest games ever made. It needs to be remastered. It was made on the last generation console, and now we have that baby at 60 motherfucking frames per second. I don't understand what the issue is. Helldivers is coming out after that. Fucking Final Fantasy is coming out too. Fucking Just too many games. Ronin coming out. Like all these games are coming out in the next fucking 3-4 fucking months, bro. What are you talking about, bro? Not to mention Stellar Blade and all that being mentioned to come out this year. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? First party is first party. First party is great, like I said before. First party is important because first party games utilize your console to the max, right? It's designed for your console, it's made for your console. They usually are the highest quality game that you find. Third party exclusives are come right directly after that, along with second party games. It's a third party developer making a game for your platform. Second party is a third party developer making a game that you own for your platform. A third party is making a game that you do not own, but you have partnered with that may be time exclusive, may not be time exclusive, but it is exclusive to your console. You can only find it on PlayStation and nowhere else, or on PC as well, but we all know PC don't count. And then we fucking roll the way we roll. It is what it is. That's, I don't understand. Like, that's more games than you, Xbox got. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know. You guys are worried about the console war. When the console war is over, Microsoft has stopped doing third-party exclusive AAA games for the Xbox. They stopped doing first-party exclusive AAA for the Xbox. Like I said earlier in this video, Hellblade is going to be a fucking chapter game. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker might be 4 hours long, bro. Like, no bullshit. Yeah, I'm just telling you now, bro. Like, you say if you want to, but how you gonna call it Senua's Saga? You know what Saga means? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just they already said it's shorter. They've always said it's smaller and tighter and all that good shit. It's a fucking chapter game designed to fucking have you motherfuckers continue to subscribe to their trash ass motherfucking shit. They made Hellblade worse. How do you do that? How do you pull that off? Fucking combat looks the same, and I love her. Disappointed as hell in it. How you got Perfect Dark and you ain't came out with that? It's just so much that you need to worry about as far as Xbox, right? But instead, you guys want to continue the console war when your console is in the morgue right now. Like, you can't fight a war from a fucking morgue, bro. Like, it just is what it is, bro. Stop doing a console war and figure out or demand better from Microsoft to fucking, because y'all got Blade and y'all don't know where that motherfucker going. It's what it is, bro. Y'all don't know where that motherfucker's going. Shit, Indiana Jones might come to PlayStation. You don't fucking know. We don't fucking know. We don't fucking know. That's the problem with Xbox. Everything that Xbox comes out with, we don't know whether or not it's going to be on Xbox or not. We don't know if that's going to be an exclusive. Are they pushing Xbox? Are they pushing Game Pass? It seems like they ain't pushing Game Pass no more. Every single one of their games come to PC off of Game Pass regardless anyway. So what's the difference between putting it on everything else? You're already day and date on another platform. You're already full third party on another platform. Every single game that y'all make has to come to fucking Steam. That's just what you guys are doing, because Xbox fans, as much as they pretend to be fans, don't really like Xbox. They'd rather spend $70 on a PlayStation game rather than play, pay $15 a month. They don't even want to do that. They'd rather like try to find a way to spend $1 a month and then don't even play the games on there, just demo them. And then brag about, ooh, this is coming. That's why Pal World is a thing for Microsoft and Xbox. It's a thing on PC because it plays better on PC, runs better on PC, and PC players are playing it on YouTube, and we have the Minecraft thing all over again with it. But with you Xbox, you niggas not even playing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to pull your backgrounds up because I've already done it. Y'all niggas already know what time it is. But it is. Keep to game. Like, subscribe, don't let us subscribe. You know what time it is, bro. There's so much to go over, bro. Like, just stupid shit. Get off the console war and start worrying about what the fuck's going on with your console and the direction that they're trying to make you go. They want to make you pay more, bro. They're getting rid of your fucking hardware, fucking your hard discs and your physical discs to make you pay fucking more money. You stupid. You're dumb, nigga. You're giving them full control over what the fuck you can pay for and what the fuck you cannot pay for. Do you realize that physical discs prices don't go up too motherfucking high like that because these retailers ain't gonna be able to afford the shit? You remember, retailers are the customers of Microsoft, PlayStation, and these hardware companies. It's the consumer who we are, who the consumer buys from these stores, right? And these could be Microsoft and PlayStation, and then they're making more money. Sony cutting them out too, and Sony can raise their motherfucking prices as well, man. They like the way they want to raise them. But these services are going to go up, these prices are going to go up, these consoles are going to go up. Xbox is going to get out of the console business, and they're just going to raise the price of Game Pass, and you're going to end up paying $22 a month by the next year and a half. Guaranteed. Because as soon as Activision games come to Game Pass, it's going to make Game Pass feel like it has higher brands on it, right? And it will be, right? Call of Duty's a higher brand than almost everything that's on Game Pass, if not everything. And so they're going to raise the price of that, even though they don't need to raise the price of it. There's no reason to raise the price of it, and I think that's going to be a failed plan to begin with, because people who like Call of Duty already have Call of Duty and already buy Call of Duty every motherfucking year. It breaks records every motherfucking year. So why would it matter other than bringing new people into Call of Duty, probably just to get their asses whooped and then get the fuck right back off and go play motherfucking Fortnite like they normally motherfucking do or some bullshit. Either way, they're gonna raise the prices of these services, and they're gonna try to push you to get into the cloud. That's gonna be the next push. It's gonna be the biggest push out there. It's gonna be get on the cloud, cloud this, cloud that, cloud this, cloud that. Try this in the cloud, do this in the cloud, try this cloud. Our cloud is this, our cloud is that. We got 4K in the cloud. Yada. Play these games on the cloud. It's 1 for 1. Play cloud, please play cloud. Fuck your console. Buy this subscription service for $25. You don't even need a console anymore. We're Stadia now. You don't need a console. It's the same fucking song and dance. But whatever. You guys get subscribe. I'm out.
You know what? Maybe we should expand it and put it on more platforms. Maybe we do bring it to the Switch. Maybe we do bring it to PlayStation, right? It's not the craziest thing in the world to say that a Microsoft game is on a PlayStation platform, because Minecraft lives there, and the various iterations of Minecraft already live there, same as Nintendo. So here's a multiplayer game where you want to get as many people as you possibly can playing that game.
More than that, they want PlayStation guy. They want the most angriest Sony person on social media that just detests Xbox. They want to give them a reason to invest in the Xbox ecosystem. And how do you do that? With exclusive titles. You will not see these games on PlayStation. That's all I'm saying.
Damn, these puppet ass niggas got expose themselves, man, every time. It's fucking nuts, man. Rest in peace, Xbox. For the round table for being right every motherfucking year, you bitch ass niggas. We told you, bitch ass niggas. Get the fuck off my motherfucking channel, you bitch ass niggas.